Hey, welcome back to the Fit Survive channel. So I have the rare occasion where I have 9 custom disarmament knives in my shop at the same time. And several of these I've already shown in videos or maybe in YouTube shorts. But anyways, with having all these together, I want to do kind of a side-by-side comparison, compare both some of the different sizes, some different Swiss Army knife blades, some of the actual Spyderco blades, and then of course just the different finishes and so on. So we have one 93 millimeter, and then we have 4 91 millimeters, an 84 millimeter, a 65 millimeter, and then 2 58 millimeters. And so again, like I said, this is a very rare occasion for me to have this many custom Swiss Army knives in my shop at the same time, and plus with such a large variety. So I've already showed this in a recent YouTube short. Basically, this is a 93 millimeter. It's a Dragonox Farmer. So you can see it has this, I think they call it a forest green ALUX scales. So these are limited edition scales. So you'll notice is that I have used torque screws to reassemble this. And then also to kind of just add to the whole kind of color scheme, I have flamed these torque screws to make them a dark gray. And then so it kind of just matches in. And then on the back I've added this titanium pocket clip, which also I've flamed to this dark gray color. And so I think it just looks really great together. You can see the liners are black G10. The tools have been acid etched and stone washed. And so the stone wash is a much more, I would say maybe like aggressive pattern compared to the aluminum wash. If we compare these side by side, you can see the stone wash has that more aggressive pattern, whereas the aluminum wash is a bit not as intense of a wash. All right, so something really cool about the 93 millimeter frame altogether is that the springs are actually kind of like reversible. And so I can actually place the Dragonfly blade on any side of the knife that I want. And so like in this case, we have the logo right here. I can place the Dragonfly right there. And so it looks really cool. Whereas on the 91 millimeter Swiss Army knives, you cannot like switch the springs around in location. And so I cannot, for example, place this Dragonfly blade right here next to the logo, as we can do here on the 93 millimeter. So that's one of the advantages of that. So as you can see, that is easily accessed with your right thumb, one hand there. So it has the saw blade on it. Like I said, this is the Farmer tool set. They have the can opener and the bottle opener. So overall, really cool tool set in my opinion. It keeps it down to be really clean, really minimal, but at the same time, a really great tool set. All right, so then we'll move on to the 91 millimeters. This is actually a knife I finished a while back, and it's also been on my YouTube channel before. So this was actually returned to me by the customer. He wants to make some more modifications to this, which I have not yet done. And so anyways, I'll show you how it was before we do any further modifications. It also has the Spyderco Dragonfly 2 blade. This is on the second layer, as I call it, the second layer, which is the best location to be able to access it with your right thumb one-handedly like that. So then on the first layer where the original blades go, I've placed the can, the bottle opener, which is a mod I like to do whenever I replace, or should I say remove, the original blades. So this also has a saw, and has a really unique tool here. With the inline Phillips, you have the universal wrench. So this is from an XAVT or the XXL. And so if you can see like the little like step down teeth here, it's meant to snag the, if you have like some bolts you need to like unscrewing and so on. I don't remember the exact sizes. It seems like it's like 3 to 6 millimeters, but I may have that wrong. Maybe 6 to 10. Anyways, it has a couple different sizes there. That's why they're calling this a universal wrench. All right, then to finish this up, it has a pair of scissors. So one of the advantages while we have this out on the stainless, you can see anytime you get a stainless blade or tools, you always get the fingerprinting, the smudges, whereas on the acid etching, you don't get that. So instead, over time, over use, the acid etching can get scuffed off if it rubs or if it gets abrasive. And so I guess each have their advantage and their disadvantages. All right, so for the scales on these, both sides are from Daily Customs. You'll see the front is Micarta. In the back, they have titanium, and it has kind of a unique pattern. I'm not sure exactly what they call this. It's kind of like a battle worn or something like that, where it's been darkened. It has something along the lines of a stonewash. Also, you can see right here, it has the cutouts for adding a pocket clip, kind of like this. You see, I know it's hard to see because the golf ball pattern really makes it blend in. But anyways, you have that pocket clip that could be attached onto the back of this. There's also a couple different standard knives, I think like the Emerson. There's some other ones that have the exact same pattern for attaching their pocket clip to this if you wanted. On the back, we have the liners here. They are brass. These are from Zach World Customs. And so that's basically it for this knife. It has the corkscrew, the small flathead screwdriver, and then the parcel hook here. All right, so that's all for this one. Moving on, we have, of course, another 91mm. These are, again, scales from Daily Customs. And I also posted a video about this knife just not too long ago. It has this golf ball pattern. I'll go ahead and real quick show you the pattern, the tool set here. So you have the Dragonfly blade. This is actually the S30V steel. And then something kind of cool here. I already shown this, like I said before, on YouTube. But we have the pruner blade. Then you have the bottle opener. Then behind that, you have the scissors. And then, pretty cool, we have the scalpel holder. All right, you see this does not have a scalpel in it. And so I'll go ahead and show you right now how to add that. Basically, it can be easily done with a scalpel. There's a special tool for attaching these, or just simply by fitting it in there, pushing it down, it fits in just fine, just like that. All right, this also has the brass liners. And as you can see, the tools have been acid etched and stone washed. So you have the corkscrew and the multi-purpose hook. That's all for this tool set. I already mentioned about the pocket clip on the back of this. All right, and then the next one is the also 91mm. And the base for this was the Victorinox limited edition companion. And like I said, this also has been on YouTube before, just kind of doing a comparison of all these. So something really unique about this is it has their box opener, which is a pretty cool tool. This replaces the can opener. As you can see, it's got this really sharp serrated section there, and then this is also sharp. And so, as the name implies, it's great for opening up like cardboard boxes and things like that. Then you have the standard, the bottle opener, then the scissors, and then for this knife, we use the Spyderco rotting blade. And so, really cool blade. I think I'm very fond of it myself. It's both small, kind of helps keep the profile of the knife down, so it's not as large and aggressive looking as, let's say, the Dragonfly blade. All right, then moving on, I have added a serrated blade. These are originally serrated Victorinox blade. Then opposite to that is also a tool kind of unique to the companion model, and that is the nail file. So this also has brass liners, you can see here. And then the scales are, of course, I think they're walnut, if I'm not mistaken. These are original, limited edition. Basically, they're kind of celebrating some of the things that Switzerland is well known for. Right in the back, you also have the corkscrew, the parcel hook, and you have the awl. All right, and then now the next knife is, let's see, probably the first that has not yet been shown on my YouTube channel. So this is basically a Spydernox Cyber Tool M. So this one has the Spyderco Bird Robin. It has, got the L backwards. Spyderco Bird Robin 2 blade. As you can see, it's quite a bit different from the Dragonfly blade. All right, then opposite to that, we have the original small blade, which I have serrated. All right, then next up is the pliers. And now this has the acid etch and aluminum wash finish. Next is the scissors. They can be a bit difficult to access because of the tall Spyderco blade. All right, then the bit driver, the bit holder. And then lastly is the bottle opener, can opener. And the back of your standard tools again. You have the corkscrew, the multi-purpose hook, and the awl. So the scales here are titanium. These are from China. It has like a stone pattern on it, and I flamed these to make it this dark gray color. And so I think it looks really great with these green G10 liners. So you have the dark titanium scales, the dark tools, and then these green liners. Creates a really cool pattern, really cool color there, in my opinion. All right, this tool has also appeared on my YouTube in a short. You'd recognize it by the Micarta scales. Currently, the front scale is removed. It's the supposed to be Micarta, but I have removed that because I'm doing some work to the front of that. And so temporarily, I put this titanium scale on here. This is from China, whereas the Micarta scales that it will have are from Taschen Messer Mod or Mad, something like that. Anyways, he has an Etsy channel, Etsy shop, should I say? And so some really good scales there. All right, and so the tool set on this is also really unique. I don't know if I mentioned this yet or not, but this is an 84mm. So you can tell it's just a tidbit shorter than the 91mm. So we've added a titanium pocket clip. It's a deep carry. but at the same time, it's still pretty short. So this also has the Dragonfly blade, also accessible with one hand. Of course, you can tell the liners are orange G10. And then we have the electrician blade, which I serrated. And then also the combination tool, which took some modifications to get this to fit really well. That you can see I've cut in a nail nick to make it accessible from this side. It's kind of interesting there. And then since the 84mm does not have readily accessible scissors, we use some Winger scissors and have attached that based on their own kind of mod there. Right in the back, we have just the corkscrew, and that's it basically. Now in the short that I made for this video, several people were asking about these green accessories. So these are basically just your standard accessories, your tweezers and your pick, but they just have a green head on them, or I guess the pick is completely green. And so basically your standard pick and tweezers, just got the green color. Whereas the mini tool, which is also green, you can see instead of being a small flathead screwdriver, it is a small Phillips screwdriver. All right, and then the next one is something that people have asked about several times also. So this is the 580 nail clip. It is a 65mm Swiss Army knife. So you can see this has the nail fingernail clippers in there. But first of all, you see we've added a Spyderco honeybee blade to this tool set. Then next up, you got the fingernail clippers, spinner like that. So basically your standard fingernail clippers, which is pretty cool that the way that they close it down to make it nice and slim, and it fits in here. And then you have the scissors, and the scissors are very similar, you'll notice, to the Winger style. It has that kind of different spring there compared to what the Victorinox typically has. So the liners on this are original aluminum, and I've just polished them up to make them look a bit nicer. I've also added a flathead combination tool. This is from a Winger pocket tool chest. And so pretty cool little tool to add to this to kind of make the tool set a bit better. All right, then we have the nail file. And then next to that, we have the cuticle pusher, which makes sense to add since this is the nail clip and so on. So this is from a 58mm mini champ. All right, so these scales are titanium. They're from China. Got this nice stone pattern. You see kind of the same pattern as this set is. So this is how it looks with just the standard titanium. And also it has the same green accessories as I showed you on the previous knife, which is the pick and the tweezers there. All right, so that's the 65mm. This is the 58mm. And so this is a pretty big one. You can see it's got lots of tools in it. The scales are also from China. You see I pinned these shut externally. Also attached a pocket clip, which is kind of like the style of I guess like a money clip, just being thick like that. But anyways, kind of a standard pocket clip other than that. So also it has the Spyderco honeybee blade. All right, then you have the Phillips screwdriver. Also it has my chisel mod, which is basically just the cuticle pusher, and you see the tip has been sharpened up. Turn this into a chisel. Also has my saw mod, which I make from the original ruler. All right, then you got the scissors. And on the back, you can see we have the scalpel holder. This is from Nightcore. It's the NTK05. It is a replaceable scalpel blade, by the way. Right, then we have they call this a divot repair tool. This is from the Victorinox Caddy. And so basically it's a nice little tool. I use it quite often when I disassemble Swiss Army knives. Right, then this is from the Winger pocket tool chest. All right, then the small blade, this is the flat blade, also called emergency blade. And the hook blade, also known as the orange peeler. All right, then you got the standard file and the small flathead screwdriver, also from the Winger pocket tool chest. All right, other than that, this also has the retractable pin. Just adding a bit more functionality to this. So overall, I think it's a really great tool set, nothing redundant, in my opinion. It has a whole bunch of tools. At the same time, you can still keep it down pretty slim. So that's a really cool 58mm. And the last one also has appeared on my YouTube channel before. This is just a really simple, fun mod to make. I took basically it's a classic with the A-lock scales. And then I just took these wheels off of a tech deck. It's basically a toy skateboard. And then attach that and just kind of make it kind of something interesting, something kind of fidgety to play with. Other than that, the tool set is actually standard. You have the scissors, the knife, and then the nail file with the flathead. And so just really small, really simple. but nonetheless, it was really fun to do. If you haven't seen that video, how I made that, be sure to go back and check that out. So anyways, that is all for all 9 of these knives. So let me know what you think. Which one was your favorite? Maybe what was your favorite Spyderco blade? Maybe your favorite finish, liners, and so on. Just let me know in the comments what you think. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.